South by Southwest 2024 continues with Música, a film about, well, it's a little hard to describe, so I'm going to let the cast tell you all about it.
Hola, South by Southwest.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm amazing. How are you?
How excited are you to have Música here at South by Southwest?
It's so exciting because I saw when it was first getting made, and now I'm seeing it's going big and it's going strong.
What struck you about the story? What did you love about the story?
I love that it's about music because being Hispanic also, I love music and I love dancing. I love all that, and seeing the trailer makes me always see music and the actual true Hispanic.
What can people expect here at South by Southwest from this movie?
This movie is very uplifting and it's like very funny, a lot of comedy and a lot of music.
How proud are you of the film?
I'm very proud of everyone, and I'm just amazed that it made it here, and everyone just did amazing on it, and yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
How excited are you to premiere Música here? What does it mean to you?
Insanely excited, over the moon. I mean, it means everything. It's a film based on my story that's been inside my head for north of 10 years, and I finally get to not only actualize it, but show it to the world, and quite possibly the coolest place and most appropriate place for this film.
You know, I know the movie's it's hard to describe for people who haven't seen it, but can you describe it for people who haven't seen it? How immersive does it get?
Quite immersive. It's from a synesthetic perspective, someone who has synesthesia, which I have. So senses are all not only heightened, but intertwined in very bizarre ways. So for me, everyday regular sounds, my brain tries to organize musically, and I've never really seen that explored and depicted cinematically, and that's what we did in this film. So when I think an immersive experience is putting it lightly.
So what do you hope people take away from Música, especially seeing it here at South by Southwest?
I think more than anything, embrace all of your qualities, good, bad, weird, bizarre. Be unapologetic about who you are, because for a very long time, I hid from who I actually am, and today, by embracing this perspective that I had that I thought was very odd and no one seemed to relate to, I was able to make a movie.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How excited are you to premiere Música here at South by Southwest?
I'm very excited to premiere Música. I feel like we've been waiting for this moment for 2 years, and it's just really crazy that it's finally coming out, and this little secret that we've been, keeping close to our chest is finally being shared with the world, and I can't wait for people to see how magical this movie is.
What does this mean to you, this moment, especially because the movie is so personal for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time I've ever gotten to play Brazilian American and play my own ethnicity. Normally I feel like I'm trying to mold myself into, I get a lot of auditions for roles that are Spanish speaking, and I feel like I have to change the kind of Latina that I am to fit what's available in the industry. And with this I get to really authentically play my own culture and celebrate it. It's not something I've ever been able to do in Hollywood, so it's a very, very important moment for me.
I feel like this is like the perfect movie to premiere here at South by Southwest because it's so inclusive and cutting edge and fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's a family affair right now. We've got my best friend from college, Francesca, who plays Haley, and Rudy, my boyfriend, who's the director and co-star in this movie, and then his mother, who plays his mother in the movie. It's all just so personal, and it's just a project that's very close to my heart.
And what do you hope people take away when they are finished watching this film?
I hope people just get a glimpse into what it means to be Brazilian, or at least Brazilian American. I think it's a obviously very underrepresented culture, and I think it's going to be so nice for people to recognize what the nuances of that culture are, and also just to see how brilliant Rudy is, and what he's done with this movie is unlike anything anybody's ever seen.
You're a rock star.
Of course, of course.
How excited are you to premiere this movie here at South by Southwest?
You say a little bit too fast, I'm so sorry.
How excited are you? Você está animada? Como é que você está se sentindo para aqui?
Oh, very happy. very excited and very happy for my son because this was his dream all his life, to make a movie, to be a movie director. We did so many videos together, more than 10 years, but it's different. It's a big difference between a little video, Instagram or Vine, than a movie.
How proud are you? How proud?
I cannot describe. So proud because he's the hard worker. He's the type of a person that he wants to do everything at the same time, and I think it's impossible. By the end, he can do it. I was very surprised in the movie. He could do acting, be a director, this and that, everything. He got very stressed too, very stressful. What is not good for his health, but so proud because other than that, he's an incredible human being. Really the kind of person only think about helping others. Every video had a message, positive message for the planet, for the human being. People have to pay attention in his videos to understand the message. But every video has a good message against all the bad stuff in the world.
Well, congratulations and thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
Very
All
nice
the best.
to meet you.
Thank you. How excited are you to premiere Música here at South by South?
I'm so thrilled. I've been very beneficial. The first movie I've ever did was here at South by back in 2019. It was called Yes God Yes. It was with Karen Main. Yeah. Well, that was my first movie ever. So it's just like, this is my first studio movie technically. So it's just like so serendipitous that I get to be back at South by, which is so nice and comfortable and familiar.
I've been interviewing your cast, your filmmaker, your director, your star, trying to describe the film. It sounds very different. It sounds very immersive. It sounds like unlike anything we've seen. So, what's going on here?
You want me to describe the movie now? Well, I mean, I already know I'm not going to do it as well as Cammy or Rudy, but I think, for me, when I read it, I just saw a non-musical musical about a young person. I don't want to identify it just to men because I know that even I related to Rudy's character as a woman, but just like a young person trying to navigate his life through his culture, through his dreams, through societal expectations of him, which I think at some point we all kind of get to, right? You come to that through line or the end of the road where you're like, okay, how do I blend my family, my dreams, and my hopes, but like also what is kind of expected of me, of the world created around me?
Last question, Francesca, is what do you hope people take away from today's premiere?
Well, I really hope they take away just like the beauty of the Brazilian culture, something that I wasn't necessarily super familiar with, even though Cammy has been one of my best friends for years. I understood it on a basic level, but being able to be in this experience with her and meet Rudy and do all that, it's just such a beautiful culture, it's such a beautiful language, it's just so loving and warm and festive, honestly, and I hope people get to take away that because there are many Brazilians in America, and I think they're an underrepresented group of people, and I also hope they just take away I hope they just leave the movie kind of excited about life,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's lovely meeting you,
Nice to
Francesca.
meet you.
Have a great day.
Thank you so much. You too.
Well, join me in welcoming the mother, the one and only Maria Mancuso. And now, the fruit of her loins, the director, Rudy Mancuso. Followed by the one and only Camila Mendes. And Francesca Reale. Welcome, guys. Well, Rudy, I'm gonna start with you. This is so personal. I was just wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about the process of describing something so sensorial in, first of all, a script and when you were pitching it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is an extremely personal story. I've been living with it for a very long time. And I knew I wanted to depict it cinematically in some way. And I didn't know exactly how or with who or when necessarily, but I had others really believe in the vision, starting with my co-writer, Dan Nagana. We met and I told him about my experience, told him about synesthesia, I told him about the experience of a Brazilian American, duality of cultures,
And it resonated with him, and we decided to move forward with the project together. Shortly after, Wonderland came on via Mary Viola, who also really believed in the project. And before any of that, I shot a short to exemplify the idea based on some of the ideas that Dan and I were writing. And that short became kind of like the makeshift version of the opening scene that we saw. So with the package I just mentioned, we took it to Amazon and we got it.
Thank you, Amazon.
Yeah.
Maria, I'm wondering, what was your initial reaction when he came up to you and asked you to play the role?
I could not believe it. I was like very surprised. I said, Rudy, are you sure? Because I never made any movie. And then the script, how I'm going to memorize it. I still have a little problem to speak good English. And but he said, no, you're going to speak Portuguese. So I said, okay, much better. Then they say, no, you have to try. I say, oh, no, I don't think I can do it. You know what, let's get do it. Let's try. I was very surprised then. He invited me, and I was so happy because when I was young, that's all I wanted is to be an actress.
There you go.
Yeah. Then, yeah, actually, I started like making like a soap opera in the magazine. This is a dinosaur time, you know. I don't know if they know. And then
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
Era fotonovela na revista. Eu fiz. Comecei a fazer. Yeah, I never told you, right?
Why?
Because so long ago, I said he's not gonna understand. And then
It's fairly easy to understand. Yeah. What else are you hiding from me? Yeah. Do I have brothers?
I did for very little time. And then I liked so much. My brother Fernando was doing too. And then, I'm sorry. And until like they say, well, you're gonna have to travel. You know, sometimes you have to move, go different scene. And then my father say, well, you guys have to go. Oh, it's an island. I said, forget it. No. Bye, please. No.
I think she's trying to say she liked it very much. She was very happy.
And then I could not go. And then my career stopped right there.
Well,
and now I've had a chance, you know, to do something. I really love it. But why you laugh?
Well, I just want to ask you too, were you harder on fictional Rudy or are you harder on real Rudy?
Ai, meu Deus, talvez não entendi o que ela falou. No, because I cannot.
Mayor, how would I translate that question?
O que é mais fácil? No filme. And the movie. Much easy.
Way to make me look like shit in the front row over there. Thank you.
Well, I mean, Camila and Francesca, if you could tell us what drew you to the project, initially to the characters you play.
Should I go first? For me, I think it was, I mean, obviously, I've never been able to play a Brazilian American in any movie ever. Normally, I feel like I'm playing other different types of Latina characters that are usually Spanish-speaking, always Spanish-speaking. So for me, it was like this, you know, it's been a dream of mine to bring more representation for Brazilians. And then I got the script and I was like, oh, he's doing it. He's already doing it. And I want to be part of that moment. And then I read the script and saw how, you know, with the short that was sent over, there was such a clear vision and it was truly like nothing I'd ever seen before. So not only did I think the project was really cool and exciting, but I also felt like I want to be part of this moment because, you know, it's very rare that these moments, these opportunities come through.
For me, it was actually Cami, because she's a true story. She was the one who kind of texted me, and she was like, hey, have you read for Música? And I was like, no. And then she was like, I think you really would play this character, which now that I'm watching the film, I don't know if it's like a compliment or an insult. Like, now that I'm seeing it, I'm like,
Well, can I explain?
Later, but we'll like break it down later.
Okay.
But no.
Okay,
what about me is like in real life? No, don't tell me. No, I don't want to tell. Because I think I know through
Because
years
you
of
were
therapy.
likable. We wanted to make sure that Haley didn't feel like just a cold-hearted bitch. Like we wanted to make sure she felt, like she was justified in the things that she wanted, and we didn't want to hate Haley. So I felt like Fran was so sweet. You're such a sweet person that I was like, you're gonna bring this sweetness and this realness to this character.
Does she know?
Little does she know.
Little does she. No. So she told me, and then I texted my team, who's all here. Hi guys. And they were like, "Oh, we're already sending it to you." And then our other best friend Rachel, who's also here, was my reader, and like made sure it was perfect before I sent it to Rudy. And then Rudy met me, and he just explained the whole project. And when he speaks to you, it's like you really see the world that he's creating just by the way he's expressing it, and that's very rare in a director. And also, I have such admiration for Cammie's taste that if she was attached to it and felt so passionately about it, that I was like, it felt like an idiot move not to do.
Rudy, I have a stupid question for you. How many times did you shoot the scene where you were hit by the fish?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I don't think that many times. Shane, I defer to you on this one.
7 times.
I mean, 7 feels like a lot. You've been hit by a fish in the face much more than most people in the world.
No, there was some trickery there, but it was seven takes of a big ass prop fish. But it felt like a real fish, and the fish market's a real fish operating fish market, so it smelled like fish. And I have regrets on this movie. That's one of them.
Can you tell us a little bit about the locations where you shot? I mean, I'm not Brazilian. I've never been to Brazil, but I saw the Super Bock on the just outside of the fish market. So I was just wondering where you shot and if that was also part of the story.
Yeah, I mean, we were very lucky. We were able to shoot where the story's set. It's set in the heart of Newark in this area known as the Ironbound. And I spent a lot of time in the Ironbound growing up. Frequenting the fish market, the city streets, the restaurant. So everything from the fish market to the city streets to the fair to Brasilia Grill, the restaurant where the double date happened, triple date, are all the actual locations. Elevated a bit, dressed up a bit, hyperbolized, but the actual locations, including my parents' home where I grew up. That's the actual home that I grew up. And my mom had a hard time with the scratching of the floors.
I can see it in her eyes.
I know, she's still upset about it, but...
Oh, I can see it, it's upsetting.
But we got to shoot in my childhood home, isn't that amazing?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Now I watch them and I say, this is my house. It looks different, but amazing. I love it.
She made all the crew take off their shoes in the middle of a take. That happened. Do you guys remember that? We're in the middle of a take, and she's like, excuse me, can you not touch that, and can you take off your shoes? I'm like, Mom, we're filming. She's like, what is this, like an Instagram video? We can do it later. It's a movie.
I'll just ask, we have unfortunately not a lot of time, but I just wanted to know from all of you how hard it is to act when there's full-on choreography going on around you and you don't see them. Like your characters don't see them.
Oh, I see. I don't know. I didn't find it that challenging, I think, because I guess, at least for me, in my scenes, I got to see it for a minute. I got to fool the audience in thinking that I've seen it, only to then cut out of it. So I always was allowed to watch and be immersed in it in a way. But I don't know about you, Fran. You had to be oblivious to it for your scene.
Yeah, it was really hard. That opening diner scene was really, you just want to dance too, so it's just like, so to distract me, Rudy was like, can you just keep talking? Like as the camera pans and goes, just keep talking. And lucky for him, I have no problem talking to myself for hours. So it was helpful because it's just so, I don't know, like the music that they're playing, the music that this whole team came up with, it like fills your body. All you want to do is like get up and start dancing with everybody. So to not do that was rude, but Música too.
How about you, Rudy?
I don't remember the question, I'm sorry.
No, it's just how hard it is to act when you have everyone around you moving or doing choreography.
Actually, it's my preference. I quite enjoyed it. All the music had been premeditated and composed. Actually, a lot of the cues even before the script was finished or as we were changing it. So they were so heavily interwoven, the music and the the pages and the dialogue. That on the day, for me, the beats didn't feel like a departure from the moment. They were all very interwoven. I mean, we had to, for efficiency's sake, shoot the dialogue and then give the music its proper attention as two different beats. But I'm thinking about the edit in my head because I already know what it looks like. So every time I say something or every time I look off, I know exactly what I'm hearing. No one else does, so I'm sorry. But for me, it's in an odd way preferable. A preferable way to work is to perform according to the edit, which unfortunately only I knew.
Well, I guess we'll wrap it with one very logistical question. Do you have a release date yet?
Sure do. April 4th on Prime Video. Check it out.
There you go. Give them a very warm round of applause. And the QR code is right here, so you can vote.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Musica was so good and so special, it made me thirsty. Oh, well, what do you know? More coming your way here at South by Southwest 2024. Check back here for more great content.